Welcome back to my channel. I'm James. Today I've got another early and advanced review, and we're going to be deep diving into Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, the upcoming 4K Ultra HD release from Lucasfilm and Disney. Now I can tell you this was sent to me a full week early for review directly from Disney, and I always appreciate when the studios send me things early to dive into and test for all of you. As always though, just because something's sent for review, it never changes or affects my testing data or review score. But I do appreciate the studio sending this to me early for review. I can tell you Indiana Jones 5 is one of those films I did not get to see in cinemas. I was planning on it originally and I just didn't end up having the time with all of the things I've been testing and reviewing for all of you. So I was excited to check it out, and I've kind of avoided a lot of the controversy or things that people have said about it in reviews because I wanted to see it for myself, because I'm a massive Indiana Jones fan, and go into it with my own opinion, and that's what I'm going to share today. I'm going to be doing my exclusive 4K versus Blu Ray image comparisons up above to show you the difference between the 4K Ultra HD disc and the Blu Ray copy that's available separately, and it does come in this 4K set as well, so that way you know whether it's worth buying the 4K disc, whether you should skip it altogether, or whether you should get the Blu Ray disc. And I'll show you that all up above and wrap it up at the end with my review score to let you know if this is something you should buy and add to your collection. Now, if after you're done watching my review and hearing my review score, you do decide you want to buy Indiana Jones on 4K, I put that direct Amazon sale link as a pinned comment in the comment section right below. This video review should be out about a week before the release date, so it'll give you plenty of time to watch this review and decide if you want to buy or add this to your collection. If you do, it's always very important that you use those direct Amazon sale links I post down there below. That's how I'm always able to continue creating all this content here on this channel, but it never costs you, the viewer, a penny extra when you click on those links down there below. And it's on sale for the same prices everywhere, but those are always very important to this channel. So if you do decide you're gonna buy this or add this to your collection, always use those direct Amazon sale links I posted right down there below. Now to start off with, I'm gonna show you the Blu Ray image up above. That's the Blu Ray included in this set, that's also sold separately. The Blu Ray image, it's decent. I will say I watched the Blu Ray, then I went and watched the 4K so I could see side by side what they were like and experience both films to tell you what the differences are. As you're gonna notice in comparison to the 4K though, the 4K does have quite a bit more detail and depth in that image. The colors do look quite a bit better as well in the 4K. That's simply because this is a native 4K 2160p and it does have HDR10 on it. I can tell you the HDR10 implementation on it is superb. It has brilliant whites, inky blacks, especially like the opening scene with the Nazis versus Indiana Jones and the fights and the explosions. Man, I can tell you the HDR implementation on this looked really fabulous and was one of those things that it was a real highlight. You know, my kids were watching it and came into the room as I was testing it and going through it, and then the second time they came back in to watch it, and they even noticed that on the 4K, it really has a very nicely stable image with a massive amount of depth and detail that the Blu Ray is just a softer image when you compare them side by side. Now, because the Blu Ray has a slightly softer appearance, it also affects that depth that you can see where the image feels like it's kind of pulling you in, and it almost gives your eyes that kind of almost 3D effect that a 4K image can provide with that HDR implementation when it's done correctly. The HDR10 implementation on this is absolutely phenomenal. I was really amazed at how good of a job they did with this release. Now, if you've previously checked out my Loki and Prey 4K reviews, those are previous releases that Disney released that started kind of more of this resurgence of what Disney's been releasing on 4K for physical media releases. Both Loki and Prey, you need to check out those reviews. If you haven't yet, I compared the Disney Plus streaming versions to the 4K physical discs, and I can tell you there are some really interesting results I discovered. On this release, this is another one of those that I will say Disney did a very good job with the 4K image. There was absolutely no instabilities, fluctuations, or issues with the image whatsoever from beginning to end of this entire 4K Ultra HD release. Now, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to give this video a like and a thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. Now, touching on the audio. As far as this 4K release goes, it does have a brand new Dolby Atmos audio mix on the 4K Ultra HD disc only. The Blu Ray disc does not have the Dolby Atmos mix. It gets a 7.1, but it is missing out on the Dolby Atmos. Here's why that is extremely important. The Dolby Atmos mix that is on this is extremely clean, crisp, and clear sounding. From beginning to end, there was no issues with it. It is a very strong and immersive Dolby Atmos mix. It is one of those that really surprised me how much LFE it had. From beginning to end, there was numerous explosions, gunshots. Heck, that beginning opening train sequence, if you haven't seen the film yet, man, did it have some incredible use of not only the height channels with planes flying overhead during the World War II sequences and explosions and gunshots. I will tell you, it is extremely active and will give your height channels a great workout. And that's what I'm looking for. It's not very often I can say I sit there and I say, man, every single Dolby Atmos mix is amazing. They're not. Some of them are more gimmicky. Some of them that I've tested and reviewed, they're enjoyable and have little uses of the height channels where every once in a while you hear something and it makes you smile. This is not one of those. This is one of those from beginning to end of this film. It uses every single element of your Dolby Atmos home theater setup. And if you have one like I do where it has multiple channels and height speakers that are dedicated, you will really get a workout and you will enjoy this Dolby Atmos mix from beginning to end. And I will tell you, the LFE will rattle your neighbor's windows and your walls, and it is one of those things that the immersive Dolby Atmos mix is so strong on this, I actually had to turn it down a couple of notches. And that's surprising for Disney because some of Disney's previous Atmos mixes, or quieter Atmos mixes, they just were a quieter thing. Lately though, because of these new 4K releases that they've been doing a better job with the images and the Atmos mixes, they are strong. And this is one of those that really shocked me when I was watching this. I really enjoyed it and thought the Atmos mix was one of those extremely immersive and enjoyable that it uses every single element, which is what an Atmos mix should be doing. Now, touching on my thoughts on the film itself, I'll tell you what I rank as far as film-wise of the Indiana Jones series. Raiders of the Lost Ark is my #1 favorite Indiana Jones film. #2 is Indiana Jones and the Lost Crusade. I absolutely love the interaction with Indiana Jones's character and Sean Connery, his dad's character. I think that movie's superb. Then coming in at #3 is Temple of Doom. And here's where things I'm sure will surprise you. This comes in at #4. I actually thought Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull comes in at #5 as my least favorite of the Indiana Jones series. I will say though, I did enjoy Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, and it was one of those things that surprised me that I actually enjoyed this more than Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. I do think, and I'm going to reference this right off the bat, I stay out of political things. I really don't like to involve that on the channel. I focus on entertainment and enjoying movies. No matter who you are, no matter what you are, anywhere worldwide, you're always welcome here on my channel. And I always want you to feel that every film, there's a place for somebody to enjoy it, and that's okay. In this case, I think the controversy and the things that I did read after watching this are misplaced. This is not woke. I don't like anything having to do with all the stuff that's constantly in the news. One side or the other, I just get tired of hearing all of it, regardless of which side it's coming from. Honestly. This is one of those films I sat back, I had a good time. There was 2 jokes in it, basically, that later on, I basically must have missed them or misunderstood them. And later on, it had to be explained to me that that's what I guess had offended people, was 2 jokes that were in the movie that I didn't even honestly catch or get. And that's where I said I think a lot of people misjudged it or didn't go see the film. I think the beginning opening scene was wonderful. I was really surprised at how young they made Indiana Jones look and how Indiana Jones it was. It really felt like it fit into the universe with Nazis and World War II and Harrison Ford's character. I had a blast. Do I think it's better than the original 3 Indiana Jones films? No. It's not going to beat Raiders of the Lost Ark or Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Those are my 2 top favorite Indiana Jones films. But I'll be honest with you, I'm very glad this was released, and I'm kind of disappointed I didn't go to see it in cinemas and get to support it. I know because of how much I'm working all the time to create all of these reviews and create these comparisons, it takes up a lot of my life and a lot of the time I've got. But it is one of those films I did enjoy more than I thought it would. If you were on the fence of, hey, do I like Indiana Jones? Do I want to experience this? Let me put you at ease here and tell you, you will enjoy this film. If you liked Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull even a little bit, you'll enjoy this one. Don't go into it thinking it's going to be like the original 3, but it's a fun, entertaining ride. You sit back, it has lots of nods to the original Indiana Jones stories, lots of hidden references, and to me, it was a very fun and enjoyable ride that I was really surprised did not do better in cinemas when it was out, because honestly, I thought it was a pretty darned enjoyable Indiana Jones film. And if you're one of those folks that's going to tear me apart because you say, well, it's not like all the rest of them, you know what? That's okay. Sometimes every one of us can enjoy a film for different reasons. I loved the music in this. It does have an isolated musical score. You can actually just play the music through the 4K, which I thought was kind of cool. So you can turn it on and listen to the score as it's going. The score on this is very good. Harkens back to all of the original Indiana Jones scores with some slight twists and new things added. Overall, it gave me a really good feeling. There were some times that it really kind of warmed me on the inside where I felt like it just harkened back to time going by and seeing Indiana Jones's character having to adjust to more modern things and him not adjusting. And I feel that way sometimes. I feel like a fish out of water the older I get sometimes, because my viewpoints, might be different than people are nowadays. I was raised in a conservative family and raised differently than a lot of people nowadays. And I kind of felt like I related to his character more because of that, because he was raised differently than the people he was seeing coming up now that he's older and teaching. And that did resonate with me. And that's where I said I was surprised how much I really did enjoy the film. So if you were on the fence, I would definitely recommend checking this out because it was better than all of the junk that I'd heard about it. I really thought it was a shame that it didn't do better in cinemas because I thought it was a really fun time. Now, showing what you get in this, you do get this really nice gold slipcover. It's got shiny embossing here on the top that says Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Ultimate Collector's Edition. Then when you get to the side here, it does say Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny on the slipcover. Talks about it back here. Now, you do get all of your special features on your extra bonus Blu Ray disc, which has the Blu Ray copy of the movie. But again, remember that Blu Ray copy is what you're seeing up there above. The 4K is what you're going to watch on this. Now, special features wise, you get the isolated musical adventure score that I explained on here, plus a 5-part behind the scenes documentary about VFX, about behind the scenes, historic recreations, actors, cast, breakdowns, John Williams music, and a fond farewell to one of the greatest cinematic heroes of all time. I really enjoyed that one. I really thought that was worth the price of admission for that basically behind the scenes, just going into the history of Indiana Jones and its influence on pop culture and our culture today. Really, that was an enjoyable special feature. Now, when you get inside here, this is your Blu Ray disc. Has a copy of your movie plus special features. This is your 4K. On your 4K, the one special feature is that isolated music score. I did test out the 4K disc. Thankfully, it's 100% region free. You won't have any issues playing this anywhere worldwide. That link I put down there directly from Amazon, it ships anywhere worldwide. So if you are wanting to buy this or import this, always use that direct Amazon sale link right down there below. Now, I did dive into the rough average bitrate on the 4K, and I can tell you it has an extremely high, healthy, and strong 75 megabits per second. From beginning to end of the film, it was a very nicely strong rough average bitrate. Lends to why there is so much more depth and detail on the 4K than what you have on the Blu Ray release. Honestly, when you sit down side by side and you pop one in, pop the next one in, especially if you have a professionally and correctly calibrated high-end 4K display, you will right off the bat notice the drastic increase in depth and detail on the 4K release versus the Blu Ray release. Sometimes it's really surprising how much of an increase of that details you can see. The image is much more stable on the 4K because there was no fluctuations at all on it. Where there was some fluctuations in the image where you see like shimmering almost with kind of like digital noise that's present on the Blu Ray, I did notice the digital noise. There was none. Not a single bit from beginning to end on this 4K release. That is how pristine of an image the 4K transfer is on this. Now, if you want another recommendation of another amazing 4K release that's going to be coming out here soon, you'll want to watch my Titanic Advanced exclusive 4K versus Blu-ray image comparison review. I did that about a week and a half ago now. That was sent to me early for review from the studio, Paramount Studios, and that release is one of those that really shocked me. If you have not checked out that 4K release yet, you need to watch that video after you get done with this one. But rounding this out here, as far as the Atmos mix goes, it's worth the price of admission on this 4K release alone. In comparison to the Blu-ray release, regardless of the image, the Atmos mix is that impressive and that enjoyable that it annihilated the audio mix that's on the Blu-ray release. If it didn't even have the image as amazing as it is, that Atmos mix alone is worth the price of admission on this 4K release. Now, getting to my review score. For Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny on 4K Ultra HD, this gets a phenomenal 9.5. This is a must-buy. You need to buy, add to your collection, ignore all of the things you've heard about it, that you've read about it, experience Indiana Jones in this film, go into it with an open mind and enjoy the film for what it is. If you put aside everything that you think about Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and you put that aside and you say, hey, I'm just going to go in and see this as an adventure on its own, it's a fun ride. It has some great special effects in it. I was really amazed at how good of a job they did with the VFX on basically Indiana Jones' face, making him young. You really couldn't tell that that wasn't him younger. I thought it was an outstanding job, and I really enjoyed the opening sequence. That's how much I was surprised, because I went into this thinking, man, I'm not going to enjoy this. I'm really going to hate the film. I'm not going to enjoy the film overall because of some of the stuff that, even though I tried to avoid reading any of it, I kept getting comments. Every time I'd post that Indiana Jones was coming out, people would comment saying, oh, it's trash, oh, it's this, oh, it's that. I don't think those people ever actually watched the film, because to be honest with you, if you'd sit down and watch it, it's not. It was enjoyable. Now, is it the best Indiana Jones ever? No. Like I said, I enjoyed the other original 3 better than it, but it was still a fun time, and I'm glad it was made because I do think it fits into the Indiana Jones universe, and I did find myself just having a fun time, which is what I'm looking for in a film. You know, sometimes I think we've gotten too far to the point where we over-criticize so many things that we kind of forget that sometimes a film just needs to be fun, entertaining, have a good story with good characters that we love, and this has that. I love Indiana Jones characters. I like the special feature on here with the documentary, and like I said, the Atmos and the image are pristine on this. You will absolutely love this 4K release. 9.5 is a phenomenal review score. I was surprised because I did not think I was going to enjoy this film. I actually went into it thinking, I'm not going to enjoy this. I'll review it for all of you, but it's going to be one of those that I really can't stand. I enjoyed it more than the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and that surprised me. Let me know if you're excited to check this out when it comes out here in about a week. If you decide you're going to buy and pre-order Indiana Jones, I put that direct Amazon pre-order link as a pinned comment in the comment section right below. Make sure to always use those direct Amazon links down there below. They're extremely important to the creation of all of these videos. I can only do this and create all of these videos with you, my viewers and subscribers' support. So make sure to join my Collectors VIP Club and use those direct Amazon sale links down there below. My VIP Club only costs you a couple of bucks every month, but it goes drastically back into the cost of the software, the computers, and the time to test and analyze all of these releases. And I do want to say thank you to every single one of you that have supported these videos in this channel. Each one of you is amazing. Every time you use those Amazon links, I really appreciate it. And every single one of you that joins my Collectors VIP Club, it makes a big difference. And I just want to say thank you to every single one of you. Disney is continuing their amazing physical media resurgence this year with this release. They did not throw it out there on a junky 4K release. They released it with a phenomenal image and sound quality. You will have a blast with this one. And how do you rank the Indiana Jones films? Out of the 5 films, start that conversation down there below and let me know your rankings. What's your number 1 all the way through your number 5? I'm always curious, what are people's favorites of the Indiana Jones series and how do they rank them as well? As always, I truly hope all of you have a blessed day, and I've always got something new, early, exclusive, and exciting coming out very soon.